Today, we'll explore a critical tool for modern politicians, machine translation, or MT. Machine translation refers to automated systems that translate text or speech between languages. Tools like Google Translate, DeepL, and Microsoft Translator have revolutionized global communication, breaking language barriers and making multilingual engagement more accessible. For politicians, MT is invaluable. It helps you reach out to multilingual communities, for instance, issuing policy updates in multiple languages to ensure inclusivity. Engage in global collaborations. Imagine discussing sustainable development with delegates from non-English speaking nations. Translate critical documents and speeches efficiently, for example, translating campaign materials for international audiences or immigrant populations. Let's explore 10 essential aspects of machine translation and how you can use it confidently. Basics of machine translation. First, let's understand how MT works. There are three main types. Rule-based systems rely on grammatical rules and dictionaries. For example, if you input "I go to school," the system uses predefined rules to map grammar and vocabulary to another language. However, these systems struggle with complex or colloquial phrases. Statistical systems predict translations based on probabilities in large bilingual datasets. For example, earlier versions of Google Translate used this to translate a climate change based on frequency in corpora. Neural machine translation (NMT) is the most advanced. It uses AI and neural networks to analyze patterns in text, allowing it to capture context. NMT powers tools like Google Translate and DeepL, which make translation smoother and more accurate. However, even with AI, some expressions like "it's raining cats and dogs" may translate too literally, losing meaning. Popular MT tools. Next, let's discuss three widely used MT tools. Google Translate. This tool supports over 100 languages and is ideal for translating everyday content quickly. For example, you can translate a press release from English to Spanish in seconds. DeepL, known for its European language accuracy, DeepL excels in translating French or German legal documents with a higher degree of nuance than Google Translate. Microsoft Translator, great for real-time collaboration. For instance, during international conferences, it can translate discussions on the fly, helping participants focus on dialogue rather than language barriers. These tools are intuitive and versatile. Whether you're drafting a speech or communicating with foreign partners, they can save time. Strengths and weaknesses. Machine translation is incredibly fast and cost-effective, but it has its limitations. Strengths: it's ideal for translating short, straightforward texts like meeting summaries or social media posts. Weaknesses: it struggles with idiomatic expressions, cultural nuances, and highly technical jargon. For example, translating a phrase like "break the ice" into Japanese may result in a literal translation, "kri o weru," which misses the idiomatic meaning. For legal or political documents, this could lead to misinterpretation. Always review MT outputs to avoid these pitfalls. Language pair testing. Did you know that MT performs better with certain language pairs? For instance, English to French translations are often more accurate because both languages share a lot of linguistic similarities and have large, high-quality datasets available. On the other hand, English to Japanese may struggle with sentence structure and contextual subtleties. If you frequently translate between specific languages, say, English and Spanish, it's worth testing the tool to understand its accuracy. This helps you identify cases where post-editing is crucial. Post-editing translations. Here's a key point: always review translations. This process, called post-editing, involves refining the machine-translated content to make it clear, culturally appropriate, and professional. Machine translation often produces a literal translation that misses cultural nuances or context. Let me give you an example. Imagine translating the phrase "the ball is in your court" into French. The literal translation might be "la balle est dans votre court," which directly translates the words but not the meaning. In French, the equivalent idiom is "c'est à vous de jouer," meaning it's your move. Without post-editing, the audience could misunderstand or not grasp the intended meaning. This refinement is particularly important in political communications, where clarity and professionalism are essential. Post-editing ensures that your translations resonate with the audience, reflect the intended message, and avoid potential miscommunication. Domain-specific models. For specialized content, consider using domain-specific translation models. Tools like Amazon Translate or Microsoft Custom Translator allow customization to improve accuracy in niche areas. For example, if you're translating a legal document, you can train the model to recognize terms like habeas corpus or due process. This ensures consistency and professionalism in messaging. In political campaigns, you might use a tailored model to translate complex policy proposals for international audiences. Everyday use of MT. Machine translation simplifies daily tasks. Use it to translate press releases into multiple languages to engage diverse communities. Read international news in real time, such as updates on global trade policies. Prepare for multilingual events by creating scripts or translating documents. For instance, a translated campaign flyer can bridge communication gaps with immigrant communities in your constituency. Advances in MT. MT is evolving rapidly. Tools like ChatGPT and Bard leverage large language models to deliver translations that consider context and nuance. For example, these tools can analyze political speeches and provide translations that maintain tone and intent. Imagine using AI to translate, summarize, and even analyze the sentiment of international reports for policy decisions. Real-time translation. Real-time translation tools are revolutionizing diplomacy. Apps like Google Assistant Interpreter Mode or Microsoft Translator enable live translation during meetings. For example, you can deliver a speech in English while the audience hears it in Mandarin, ensuring your message is understood globally. These tools help break language barriers, letting you focus on relationship building rather than communication challenges. Ethical and political considerations. Finally, let's consider the ethics of MT use. Data privacy. Always ensure sensitive data, like classified documents or campaign strategies, is handled securely. Avoid sharing such content on public platforms like free MT tools. Cultural sensitivity. Machine translation may misinterpret cultural expressions, which can lead to unintended offense. For example, a mistranslation in a diplomatic statement could damage relationships. Bias awareness. MT tools can reflect biases from their training data. Always review translations to ensure fairness, especially when dealing with gendered or political language. By being mindful of these factors, you can use MT effectively without compromising your credibility. Thank you for watching.